In this video, we're talking about teleprompters and why teleprompters are a key part of my kit and have saved my life many times. Also, shout out for this week's video, my beer unpaying sponsor, just because I love beer and I like supporting local beer. This is from a local brewery called Bellows. This is their all-together beer, and the really cool thing with this is it's a IPA and a recipe that was shared out of a brewery in New York City for them to be shared at breweries around the world to start brewing this as a collective thing and to use revenue from this to help restaurant-related individuals, people in the service industry with restaurants and breweries, to help bring them some cash flow, because that is a sector that's been very hard hit with the COVID-19. So, Black Bellows, thank you guys for the beers. I was over there a week ago doing some video shooting. That is a delicious beer. So first off, what the heck is a teleprompter? If you don't know what a teleprompter is, really briefly, what a teleprompter is a mirrored piece of glass in here that is reflecting whatever is on the bottom up onto the glass. And then on the other side of the glass, you can see right through it. So you can have a lens shooting through it. It does not see what's reflecting on it. So you can have text scrolling over your lens, over right where somebody would be looking, and people could read off of this glass here and look like they're looking straight into the camera but reading a script. So teleprompters are used a ton in the broadcast world, in the news world, in the sports world. Anytime you really see a host delivering to camera, a lot of that times they are reading off a teleprompter. And you might not be working in news and broadcast that way and be thinking, how can a teleprompter work for me? Why would I need a teleprompter? And how could a teleprompter save my life? So a lot of work I do, besides some of the documentary work I do and branded content work I do a lot of corporate videos, and I do a lot of things of training videos, a lot of different content that way. And when you have a subject reading to camera, looking straight in the camera like I am now, but they want to read something or say something very specific, this is where a teleprompter becomes in very handy and has saved my life. So a scenario would be, I talk to a client, they want their CEO to deliver a message at the beginning of a video, and they want to deliver a perfect message, and they want to do that straight to camera, looking right into the lens of the camera. And they say, we think our CEO is great speaking on camera. He'll have no problem on this. And I get to the location to do the shoot. The CEO has written out a couple pages of what he wants to say. And then you guys have probably been in this scenario before when you're shooting some videos where people are trying to get somebody to stick the script beside the camera so they can see it to the side there, and maybe like, well, they won't notice my eyes looking to the side, or below the camera, or they made big kind of signs saying the script on it or saying key words on it from the C, and somebody's holding that below the camera. These scenarios typically, in my experience, never work well. You usually can always tell that somebody is reading something off the side of the camera, or they keep looking over to read something, or they keep looking down to see their notes. And it's not that great. It doesn't come across as professional as somebody who's delivering straight into the lens. So in a scenario like that where the teleprompter has saved my life, I keep this simple iPad teleprompter in my truck, in my production truck all the time. Whenever I go to any jobs, I have this with me. So when they say we have no problem, the person's going to be able to read this or memorize their script, or they're going to say what they want to say, and you get in there and they start recording and you realize they can't. They can't do it at all. They're blowing it. They're completely, it's not going to happen. They're getting frustrated. I've been lucky enough a bunch of times having this with me and saying, listen, I got a teleprompter in my vehicle. I'm going to bring it up here. We're going to set it up. Let's load your script into it, and you can read off the front of the lens of the camera. And it has gotten so important for me and so helped so much with doing jobs like that. I just bring it up right in the beginning when I'm having a conversation with a client and saying, hey, if you want to do something like this, we can bring out the teleprompter. Just think about that. You can write a script, send me the script beforehand, and I will load that to the teleprompter, and they can read that way. And really, most of the times when clients do this as well, they're like so thankful that you brought this and you had this tool with you. On a lot of jobs I've done before, we have hired out a person that just runs teleprompter for you. And typically they come out with their own teleprompters, and they come out with a big teleprompter and they can run it off the computer. And that is great for a lot of corporate jobs, a lot of in-studio job. They can be easily editing stuff as they're going on the script or adding stuff to it. And they can also change the scroll speed of how fast the content is scrolling on the teleprompter. The simple thing that I'm using here, and I will make a link to the app that I'm using for the teleprompter here, so I can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. So this is just a very simple setup. I mean, I can play with the speeds here a little bit to get the speeds up to what people will like. I can change the background color. You can change the fonts. You can edit this kind of on the fly. And if someone stumbles a little bit, I can easily stop it, bring it back a little bit, start it again. I can do this on a tripod, right beside it, recording, monitoring, looking at the image, making sure everything's okay. And it's an amazing tool that helps you out. So I really recommend, if you're going out doing corporate work that way, if you're doing training videos, this is a great investment and a great thing to have with you. Also, as I said, there is guys that just do teleprompters, or women that just do running teleprompters as their job. They are awesome, but sometimes we're in different situations where maybe we didn't know we need that person, so that's why having this with me all the time works. Or I'm on different jobs where I don't have the luxury of having a full crew. Definitely right now, the time of life we're in May as of 2020 with COVID going on, there isn't a lot of big crews going out, and it's being very tricky as crews going out. So I've been doing work a little bit during this time, and I am going out as myself, owner-operator, one-man crew, because that's the only way we can really do some jobs right now. And a couple little tricks and tips when you're using a teleprompter, okay? So one of the tricks for you not to tell that they're reading a script, that their eyes are going up and down, it's going to be the distance they are from the camera. So the subject is from the camera itself. The closer the subject is to the camera, the easier it will be to tell that their eyes are reading something. So if you're in with, say, 3 or 4 feet to the camera, you're probably going to be able to tell that your subject is reading a script. But if they're back, say, 6, 8 feet, 10 feet, you're likely not going to be able to tell. And a lot of times, in some scenarios, we need to be back even farther if we're doing a shot where we're seeing a person from their feet all the way up in a studio, and we don't want to be on a super wide lens. Then we need to go even farther back. Then that's the situations where I would be hiring somebody else out to run a teleprompter, which would be on a much bigger computer screen, and then they have a bigger space to actually read off of, so they can easily see it from farther away. What I like about having an iPad teleprompter myself is that it kind of hits, it's kind of in a sweet spot here, I found. With the size of it, I can still get far enough back that people can read and see what's on the screen, okay? And they're not too close to it, so you don't see their eyes moving. There is companies that are making a little iPhone one that I've seen people have, or I've seen people recommend before too. It's a little iPhone one, and it has a little reflective box that you put on the front of your lens. The problem I would find with that is that you're probably not going to be far enough away to see it well enough to read the teleprompter without people noticing that you're reading a teleprompter, if that makes sense. So because the screen on the iPhone is so much smaller than an iPad. Now, with that said, maybe somebody can see it from farther away, but maybe I'm getting old. So let me know in the comments, guys. Do you have a teleprompter? Are you using a teleprompter? Is there something that you would recommend if you're using something different than me? What are you using for an app for your teleprompting on your iPad or on your laptop? Thanks so much, guys. If you like this video, please think of subscribing, and please think of giving me a like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, you can give me a thumbs down and maybe ring that bell if you want to as well. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.